If you'd enjoy watching me react to some very old hands that I played at very high stakes, you're in the right place. Today I'm going to review a session I played against Patrik Antonius at 501k Heads-Up PLO from 2010. I filtered for every pot that is over 15 big blinds, so we're not going to look at the raise folds. I have not seen these hands since then. I don't know what to expect. I don't know if I believe I was playing well or poorly, and similarly, I don't know about him. I do know at the time in 2010, we were two of the top Heads-Up PLO players, so at the time, this was good play. Let's get into the action. I 3-bet with ace, queen, queen, 3, very standard. We bought in at 50 big blinds. I was never great at 50 big blind play. I have to say, I still am not. But this hand's certainly a 3-bet at 50 big blinds. He calls, and we get a dicey-ish flop. We have a little over 2 times pot left. I think I just have to go with this and probably via an open pot. That's what I do. He calls. He's saying he does not have my hand beat right now, basically ever, but he has some kind of draw. And ace on the turn, easy jam with less than half pot remaining. He's not going to hit that card as often. I mean, he's going to call a lot because he probably has a pair plus draw of some kind that's pretty good, but easy jam. 10 river on the first, offsuit 7 on the next, so not awful. And he actually has 8 deuce, so I was wrong. He had me beat on the flop. I think this play is actually great by him. A lot of people, I thought at that time, would jam flop with his hand, but the reason you just call is because on a turn 10, you can actually fold your hand. Potentially on a turn like 9 of clubs, maybe not with the king jack. Anyways, well played by both of us, I think. Open the button. Okay, now we're at 100 big blinds. That was just the first hand at the table, I think. Open the button, pretty weak hand. I go with a large c-bet, so I don't like this. I don't use large sizing here. I think it's way too... It's not worth it. I'll just put it that way. So I would bet something like 2K here, 1,500 or 2K. And my hand's a pretty good betting hand. He calls. So his range is supposed to be fairly tight here. Turn. I go ahead and bet big again. I don't mind the turn sizing. I don't mind the choice of hand either. His range is kind of strong, but yeah, I like the turn bet. And river's pretty interesting. Let's see what I do. I go for it. I mean, now I just use pot. I wouldn't use this 4/5 pot or whatever I'm doing. I block the 10. It's essentially impossible for me to have something that missed, so I think this is a smart bluff from me. But he doesn't. He calls with underfull. Standard from him, although that might be a 3-bet pre, I think. And other than sizing, it's relatively good for me. Call a 3-bet and have an easy fold to that large sizing. He limps, I raise. This is, I'm not sure if solver approved or not, but reasonable raise. Go for a big bet here. Now I would bet small with my full range. Looks like I was going big with my full range probably, and have to fold to this raise. Okay, we call a 3-bet. Looks good. He checks, king 7-3. There was not as much checking back then, so. He checks again. I mean, this is just standard for me. It's kind of close as to whether I can half pot or not, but I think probably check. So kind of iffy from him to never bluff, but actually it makes sense. It makes sense because once he doesn't, like flop, he can check call, and then turn is not a good card for him to bet. He might want to check his full range, and river's not a great card for him either. So I'm not seeing as much bad play as I expected. Sure, with this flop bet, I mean, this is pretty bad. I don't want to block an ace and a 3 and a 6 when I'm betting this turn. I want him to have check called with a hand like ace deuce 3 or ace 5-3, deuce 6-3, etc. So he's gonna have a king a lot. He's gonna have flush a lot. I think this is a bad bet. And interesting river. I mean, I still think I should give up, but it's not the worst hand to bluff river with once we get here. Let's have all of that. Yeah, turn bet from me. Go for the turn probe. This sizing's fine. I like the give up from me, although betting's not the worst when I have an ace and a queen. His line is very standard. He had that. Pretty good 3-bet, I think. And sure, good flop line. Let's get it in. Let's see what happens. All All right. Not the best run out. I mean, I think he probably has maybe, I guess he could have some king 3, some 3-3 maybe, although he potted flop. He's not going to pot 3-3. King 3, a lot of like king plus nut flush draw or 8 plus nut flush draw. I mean, I think I'm beat on this river. Okay. Well, both boards bring the flush. The first board, well, both boards on the turn. I'm not feeling good about my hand. No, that's really bad from him. He's just like, on the flop, he's making me fold every worse hand. Can I call a worse hand? Sure. I could have like ace, jack, 10, 8 with hearts and call it off. Usually not hearts though. So he's like flipping. And call every better hand. I'm not folding many king X hands that bet this flop or ace hands. I mean, some maybe, but all right. We each have a bad play. His was more expensive, I think, but he won the 200K pot. So who am I to say? Raise, call, 3-bet. Good flop for me. So in his shoes, I don't check anything here. It's not the worst. Looks like I'm going with a little under. I mean, close, a little over third pot, 35%. Seems fine. I mean, this is a good betting hand. I would always bet this hand. It's just a matter of choosing a size. You check calls, check, turn. Looks good. Very easy river pot. I'm repping queen jack. I'm repping jack, jack. I don't know. I don't like the smaller than pot sizing. I don't see the point, but that's just what I was doing back then. Sure. No. I need to check raise this river. This is a bad bet, I think. Don't have any hearts in my hand. And like I block 6, 7. Not that actually matters too much. Well, yeah, like that's a hand that's not betting, but is calling a lot. So yeah, I don't like this bet. I think I should check raise. And I would have gotten to check raise against that and maybe gotten a call. Call 3-bet, call c-bet, pretty standard. Turns second nuts and he's potting. Jeez. This is actually, this is a really tough spot. He's repping ace king. He can have king king with diamonds, king king with clubs, ace ace with diamonds, ace ace with clubs. If I know myself, I'm probably not folding. I think if I continue, I think calling is best because I can save some money against ace king on some rivers. And also, like then if he, I don't know, on a brick river, it looks like I have a combo of something, although it's really hard to have like to call with less than 2 pair. So I need to be bluffing with anything on the river. I don't know. I just jam. I mean, I think I should call, but it's not the worst. And I think folding is, I think all 3 options are good here. He has ace, queen, 6, 7 with clubs. So flop bet's good. Turn, I would just check turn. That's like, he's just getting it in dead a lot against like, if I have clubs that are stronger than his, king 9 of clubs, ace 9, 8 with clubs. I don't know. I think it's a little loose. It's not ridiculous though. Okay, I raise a limp. I bet. I'd like to see myself check raise this board just because this is not a good board for my range, but whatever. Could small bet or check turn. Big bet is bad. Don't do that, Phil. Yeah, I don't like the big bet. Check river is good. He checks, so I'm going to win. 6, 9, 4, 4. Okay. Yeah, all pretty standard, I guess. Yep. Cool. Checks out. I think this hand's a 3-bet, although we are a little deeper. Oh, sorry. Wait, what am I doing? What am I doing? Do I think that I raised a limp and maybe we're 2-tabling and I'm distracted? We must be. So this is, I mean, I just shouldn't have a betting range on this board. And if I do, I mean, yeah, it's not the hand. This is like a good board for him. Turn, check, check. I mean, I don't know how to analyze this hand, but yeah, good check on the river once I make that terrible flop bet. I'm not watching this. Like he raised, yeah. Just wanted to make sure I'm not seeing things. Yeah, check back's pretty good. Call turn. It's not a very happy turn call. He's like, I Could even fold this, honestly. But fine. Check, check. If I had one pair somehow, I'd bluff, but not king 5. He had ace 10. His turn bet's bad. He should check call. But I mean, I made a bad call, so joke's on me. Sure. I mean, standard. I think against the way he's playing, I have to call again. I have a lot of nut outs, and he's just like merging a lot of stuff that I could be ahead of. So don't like that fold. 3-bet. I should check this flop. Well, it's not the worst, but yeah, I would like checking. I don't like betting. And now check fold. He's going to bet that turn a lot. Check on flop is good. Check on turn is good. Call is good. Yeah. I wonder what he has. So turn bet is fine, I guess. The flop check is not. You don't. I mean, I could be check jamming like ace, king, 10, X with a flush draw, and he's just up against a flush draw. Like he's you just don't like. It's very rare that you want to check back a set. When you do, you want it to be like blocking top pair, not all the bottom pairs that I'm not going to have much of anyways. Call 3-bet. We're 190k deep to start the hand. Goes big on this flop, which is fine. I have an easy call with my hand. Check. I mean, I think I should check. On the double flush draw board, he could be going for a check jam with something. It's a nice river. Yeah, I think I'd like to see myself half pot, which is pretty close to represent like ace 9, because he can potentially check raise king king. But he just folds. Interesting. Raise, call, 3-bet. Have to fold when he's betting that big. That sizing is not really a thing anymore. Easy check with my range, and I don't know, actually. Check call's not ridiculous. I think I need to bluff the river, because how do I have a worse hand than this? I mean, ace king. It's hard to have a worse hand than this, but he probably has a straight. I don't know. I think I need to bluff river for some sizing. Okay. His play, let's see. Turn is good. Flop is loose, but it's fine. Whoops. Easy bet. Okay. So leading turn is not a thing. I mean, it possibly could be occasionally solver proof, but I'd be surprised, and nobody does this. I have the super nuts, so that's good that he's betting. I go with the small raise. I like this, I think, because if he does have what he's representing, which is 5 deuce, he can just rip it in and I can get my free roll on. And if he has like, I don't know, some kind of straight draw plus flush draw, or blockers plus flush, or blockers plus flush draw, maybe he can call. So I like the raise. Dicey river, he's leading. So why did he? I mean, 5, 6, 7 does make sense. I block it with the 5. It's actually good that I have the 5. And there's a 5 on the board. Honestly, so my read on Patrik at the time was that he was under bluffing generally. So this is not a thrilling spot. And he's representing better than my hand, certainly. Is it possible he puts me on aces and he somehow has like, well, 5 deuce, or I don't know, 10, some kind of combo that is the wheel? It's maybe possible. Let's just see what I did. I called. Nice. Yeah, I mean, like I said, turn bet is not a thing, but once he bets, does he need to call that? He's getting No, I don't think he should call. If all of his outs are good, he has 11 outs, basically. Well, 12, 13 if you include sets. It just doesn't, I think it's probably fold. Flop top set, easy bet. Yeah, all this turn leading is not much of a thing. So he leads turn. The question is, do I raise or not? He's repping only one straight gets there. I could deny a lot of equity. If he does have 5-7, I guess I'm in pretty rough shape if he does have 5-7. But why is he leading 5-7 when there's a double flush draw out? That's such a nice, clean check raise hand to kind of end the hand. I don't know. I don't think he has the straight. I guess maybe let's call and call river on a lot of rivers. That's fine too. Yeah. So now I think I need to bet. I mean, was bluffing. So he's folding, but I think bet something. Okay. What does he have? Could he have like ace 6, 7 with some diamonds? Did he river a king with king 9, 8, 7? Yeah. It's interesting. I mean, it's hard for me to evaluate the leads because I just don't think there should be any. His hand choice, I think, is a pretty bad one, though. So yeah, as kind of predicted, we're making a lot of mistakes. By the way, I'm not being critical of Patrik. He was like, at this time, we were both very, very good. Yet for 2023, if we took our 2010 selves and put us here, we would not be doing so hot. So check call. Standard. I kind of like check calling river, but betting's okay. Okay. Yeah, if he had a diamond, he might bluff that. Limped pot. I definitely need to raise my hand. I don't know why I'm not raising ace jack 9 5 single suited. That's bad. I mean, I'm not folding. I'm just wondering if I can raise. Probably not. Just check call. A limping range is still betting. I don't know. Call seems fine. No, we're not folding, but he's not betting. Yeah. It's just like this board where his limping range is not going to do well on this board. I mean, his line is fine, though. He's got a pretty good combo for it. But you need to restrict your bluffs a lot. Yeah, check flop is good. Call. Interesting. Not bad. This is interesting. It's not bad. Yeah. Cool. Nice hand me. Okay, bet something. Good. Check. No, wait. Well, I mean, I can't fold if I check. The question is, am I really denying much equity, though? I mean, I am. Flush draws. Is potting a thing? Potting seems excessive. I think, like, small better check. So I'm just check potting. That's bold. Here's the thing. You don't need to use pot here as your check raise size when it's 6-4 deuce rainbow. He is, like, we've seen him already in this session bet a lot of pretty weak hands on these boards, and I think he's reasonably likely to. So I don't hate this, but the problem is I'm risking 45 to win 27. So it has to work, 2/3 of the time. I mean, I think it might, but I could just go 32 and accomplish something similar. Maybe not. Maybe this gets like, maybe if I go 30 and he has 4 or 5 king queen with a backdoor flush draw, he peels or something. Okay, not bad. 2010 Phil. Had a little play in you. Let's bet turn. Good. Was small betting a thing back then? I don't know. Let's be a reasonable small bet. but can't big bet. I'd probably call now today, but I folded. Okay, bet, call, check raise. Yeah. Call, check and win, I guess. I don't need to, but like, yeah, I can't bet. I can't value bet. Okay, what do I think? I mean, he should just check call. And if he check raises, I think I like checking the turn, but his line's not ridiculous by any means. Okay. Yeah, fold. This is fold pre-flop, but so one thing back then, I definitely overvalued rundowns. Like, this is the worst rundown you can possibly have, and I way overvalued. And I remember when I started playing PLO, it must have been 2007 or something, 2006, 2007. I was just like cold calling, like 3-bets with 3, 4, 5, 6 single suited, because I was like, well, it's doing pretty decently against aces. It's like a flip. So yeah. Common mistake, but a lot of other players did the same. He's checking on ace 9, deuce. I have a pretty good betting hand. Cool. Okay. He's check small raising. A bluff or a monster. Most likely. I mean, I call my hand every day. Gotta fold. Okay, he's potting. For some reason, he was betting 5K mostly, but now he's potting. Easy check call. And why did he size down? Why did you size down? Was he bluffing and then he like made ace jack or ace 9 or something, or ace? What did I do? Okay, yeah. I want to try to guess. So whenever somebody sizes down, you have to ask yourself, okay, well, what are the value hands they would size down with? And then you have to ask yourself, if they're bluffing, would they think to size down? Because when he bets turn, let's go back to the turn, he's essentially potting turn. He's repping a set or better. And on this river, a set or straight can bet full pot very easily. So when he sizes down, he's saying, well, he had to have had a bluff on the turn. This is 2010. I don't know if this applies today, or rather, I don't know if my logic today applies back then, because maybe he was just, playing like this with 5-5 or a straight just to be tricky or something. Maybe the thought process is the ace is a scare card, so I want to size down, so Phil calls. But essentially today, what this would mean if you size down is that you were bluffing on the turn. So the question is, was he bluffing on the turn with like Queen 10 with hearts, and now he doesn't want a pot because he doesn't have a good blocker? Or was he bluffing with, something that made aces up? And I don't know the answer. Or was he like value betting? The one possibility, although that can pot, I was going to say that he could be value betting with like the turn with ace, ace, queen 10 with nut hearts, but he can pot that on the river too. I have no idea. Okay. I guess he wanted, I don't know, because he can pot that, but he got me to call, so. Good 3-bet, bet range. I would bet smaller. So I have 2 sizings on this board. I go small and pot, and this would go in my small sizing range because it's pretty weak, but we take it down. Check call tops, or call pre, flop top set, check raise usually. Check call is fine. This deep especially, but take it down. Sorry, I go through hands pretty fast, just so you can see. He bet 5K. I made it 16-5. He folded. Call 3-bet, flop nothing, fold. And that's the end of the session. So after being down 100K early in the session, when my king 10 8-7 went up against his queen 10-7 of hearts on the king 8-3 heart flop, I clawed back to even by the end of the session. So this was an even session for me. I really enjoyed that. I hope it was fun for you too. I liked looking back at my thought process at the time, which had nothing to do with theoretically optimal play. I liked seeing both of us make those theoretical mistakes, as I expected us to, but still seeing a lot of smart play, I think, from both of us, which makes sense because at the time we were very good players for 2010. Hope you enjoyed it as well. If you did, let me know. I have a lot more hand histories like this that I can go back over. Also, subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this and the other videos I produce, as well as catch some live streams from me in the future. I usually tend to go live without much warning, so you'll want to be subscribed to see that. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day. See you next time. Take care.